Hello again, my name's Tim Sinclair and this is another one of our quick recipes to help you through lockdown 3. The idea is that they're all sort of fairly simple dishes, mainly with store cupboard ingredients that you can knock up without too much forethought. There's nothing too complicated. It's not meant to be something for a big event on a Saturday night. It's just maybe midweek tea or supper or something like that. Today we're going to do what I think is the ultimate pasta sauce, but today we're going to do it with meatballs. So it's my pasta sauce recipe, tomato based, making it for years. It's just a really dependable, rich, tasty tomato sauce. So first of all, we're going to put some meatballs in the oven. So as I said, I'm doing it with meatballs. So don't make meatballs. Well, you can make meatballs, but if we're after quick and easy dishes, there's so many you can buy now. Those are actually vegetarian because I live in a vegetarian household. I'm a carnivore, but pretty much everything I eat and cook at home is vegetarian. So veggie meatballs, there's so many of them available now and they taste fantastic. So if you want to do your bit for the planet, there you go. But these dishes are equally good. There's quite a lot of them that we'll be doing that you can put chicken in or you can put meat in or whatever. So they are, just because I'm cooking, I think all of them so far vegetarian doesn't mean you have to. So anyway, on with the pasta sauce. So the meatballs are cooking. Let's get on with the pasta with the tomato sauce. So first of all, garlic and onion. So let's use a red onion for this. And you want to chop in sort of reasonably finely. As you can see from my knife skills, I am, as I've mentioned previously, not a chef. I mean, knife's not very sharp either, but we'll get that. So we've part prepped these already by de-skinning them. But, making a bit of a mess of this. It doesn't really matter how you can chop it, as long as it's chopped. Let's do the other half. Talk amongst yourselves. Well, if you are a chef, one of our chefs, you'll no doubt be laughing amongst yourselves. But this is all about what you can do at home with minimum skills and store cupboard ingredients. So, okay, so that's the onion chopped. It's just quickly. It doesn't have to be. I like big chunky bits of garlic, but we are actually going to blitz this one down in this case at the end. Because I think a blitz sauce kind of works best with pasta, it coats it better. So we've got a bit of oil in this pan, not an awful lot, I don't know if you can see, it's probably about 30 ml. A little bit of cooking salt this time, because we're cooking. And then just turn the heat up a little bit. And then in go our red onion and garlic. Oops, that wasn't meant to go in. There we go. So we're just looking to sweat those off for a little bit. So they go kind of translucent. Use a spoon. Okay, so there's not that many ingredients in this. So just while that's sweating off, I'll just run through them with you. And incidentally, if you would like, none of this is done by recipe, as you can see. It's all been kind of done on the fly. But if you would like a recipe for any of these, just send us a message on Facebook, email, any of our usual sort of platforms, and just tell us what the dish is and what recipe you'd like, or tell us which recipe you'd like, and we'll do our best to pick it up and oblige. Okay, but if you want to sort of watch what we're doing and make your own notes, that's fine as well. So we're going to have some tin tomatoes, decent quality tin tomatoes. Can use fresh if you like, but again, it's all about store cupboard ingredients. Some white wine vinegar, oxo cubes, one of my favourite ingredients. They're just so good for adding that sort of seasoning that you need to make a dish nice and rich. Again, it's a shortcut. I'm not ashamed of it. We don't use them in the restaurant, but in my kitchen at home, we've always got plenty of oxo cubes. Again, as you can see, vegetarian ones. Okay, to give an extra bit of flavour, we've got some sun-dried tomatoes, so we're going to chop those up quite finely and add them a little bit later on. But they just give some of the richness to the sauce. And then once all that's done, we're gonna blitz it all up. So, you see those are sizzling away quite nicely there. They're losing a bit of the colour. So, just while that's happening, I'm just going to cut up these sun-dried tomatoes. So there's probably about these ones. It's the ones that come in oil, which I think are the easiest because we're all about ease. And so you don't have to rehydrate these. Just chop them up. And the oil that comes with this, don't throw it away ever. Use it for, like where we started with these onions, frying them in veg oil. Once you get to the bottom of your jar of sun-dried tomatoes, use that as your frying oil because it's so tasty. We're all about ease. We chopped an onion, but it's if you want to keep a bag of frozen onions in your freezer, that's great. If you want to use pureed garlic out of a jar, that's great. It's all about making it as easy and as doable as possible. Okay, so those are all nicely sweated off now, as you can see. So we're going to add some our tin of tomatoes. Hopefully without splashing myself. So there we go, that's them in. I'm just going to rinse this out with a bit of white wine vinegar. Not a lot. Goes in as well. Again, quantities on request. And then give it a bit of a stir. And then the OXO cube, my favourite ingredient. Now I'm actually going to put 2 in this because that's the way I usually do it. But if it's the first time you're making it, and depending on your salt tolerance, or you can always add a bit more afterwards, but you may just want to add 1. But I'm going to put 2 in because that's the way I like it. Just crumble them up. Turn the heat up on here a bit as well. There we go. And we just want that to simmer. Take the heat, get the heat into the tomatoes. It doesn't need an awful lot of cooking. I'm just going to check on my meatballs. Doing nicely. I'll just encourage them to turn over maybe. They tend to stick to foil if you put them on foil. It's nice to get them all browned. So I do it. And if I was a chef, I'd have asbestos fingers that could do this, no bother. Okay, back in there you go. I think it said on the packet those need 14 minutes to cook, so works quite well with the amount of time it takes to make this sauce. As you can see, sauce is bubbling away quite nicely now. So we're going to put the sun-dried tomatoes in that we chopped previously. Just adds an extra level of flavour, they do. I think I'm going to have to change my shirt after this one because I've just splashed it. Okay, let's just turn that down a bit because it's a bit fierce. And that's not far off being ready to blitz. Put a little bit of oil in that was in the sun-dried tomatoes we're standing in. I like a sauce like this to be nicely emulsified. Just gives it that extra bit of richness. It looks good because it has a bit of a sheen on it and it tastes great as well. So I don't know how good a picture you can get of that, Sophie, with the smoke and the steam, but that's kind of the texture and consistency you're looking for. Okay, let's just turn that down a bit more. And we're now very carefully going to mix it. Say carefully because it's quite hot. So get your stick blender, pop it in. Just doesn't matter if you don't get all the lumps out. Oop, like that one. But it just splits it off like this. Just helps it stick to whatever else you're putting in, whether it's pasta or meatballs in this case. So there we go. Take that out. Okay, so you can see there, nice tomatoey sauce texture. It's a real shame you can't actually taste this when it's done, because I can guarantee it'll be one of the best pasta sauces you've had.
Smells really good.
Smells good.
Smells
oh,
good,
thanks,
yeah.
Sophie. Yeah, Sophie is a bit like the man on the Clapham omnibus, or the old grey whistle test, if you're familiar with that story. In this kind of disconnected world where we're all working apart, there's only Sophie and me in the office here today, so her opinion is all that counts. She really liked the bagel eggs we did earlier, which brings me to the croutons that we were talking about. If you remember, I don't know if you saw the video, but that's what the croutons turn out like. So yes, the bagel eggs got the thumbs up from Sophie. Hopefully she'll like this as well. We'll let you know in the next video. Okay, I think that's about done. So all you do now you probably guessed is, while that's still bubbling away, just pop the meatballs in. Simple as that. Pop that back in there now. Give it a bit of a stir. Again, we're not really about garnish in these series of videos, but if you wanted to garnish it, something green would look good on top. Perhaps basil would be appropriate, but it doesn't really need it. The other thing, what it does need, what we usually serve this with at home is a head of broccoli, because Zoe likes getting her fresh food and her 5 a day. But the other thing that's usually also required is a big lump of crusty bread, because this sauce is fantastic. You won't want to leave any. Right, we need a bowl and a spoon. Let's use this one. Okay, so here we have it. Meatballs in pasta sauce. And we'll let you know what Sophie thinks on the next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.